So, let me get this straight. You're going with Book to go acquire some more beastmen for the pit. Well, that would certainly help us replenish some of our losses. But it seems a little lacking in ambition. Are you certain you don't want to loot some inbred noble's manse? You shrug and then gesture to yourself, clad in power armor and carrying a Gauss rifle. A fair point. Oh, fine, fine. You go have fun with your bovine bosom buddy. We're going to the noble district, and I am going to start working on undoing all those vile deeds Teresa had me perform. Murder and debauchery, here I come. And you're going to capture someone we can interrogate so we can figure out what in the hells is going on. Nice armor, by the way, newbie. I'm nearly 5 millennia older than you, and still you act like my mother. You know, if my mother hadn't been a succubus and a courtesan who tried to have me murdered on several occasions. It was her way of showing that she cared. Fine, fine, fine. I'll find someone that we can peel till they squeal. Sound good, Mummy? Maybe I should have stayed with the sisters and become a mother superior. Then I could have executed anyone who talked to me that way. And maybe you should have been Harlequin. You'd have made a fine clown. We all make choices, darling. And our mutual friend here has made his. He's off in search of some more furry friends. Well, good luck. We can swap stories when we return to the Obaziana, assuming you're still in one piece. You nod to Kazazel and Teresa as they head to their shuttle, and you head off to meet up with the Beastmen. Book was wearing a new suit of full carapace armor, resplendent in gold. It looked a little odd on the rough beastman. He also carried a new storm bolter on his back.
Like the new look, pal? You're not the only one who got to keep some nice loot after the attack on the cathedral. I thought I missed out on everything. But Kazazel nabbed this for me. Maybe he just got it because he thinks it's funny to deck me out in gold like this. Had this modified by Anthrax to fit me properly. Damn, I wish I had some power armor. But the Space Marine armor is the only stuff that fits me. And I can't have any of it because too much of it stinks of chaos. So Kazazel won't let it on the ship. And honestly, I don't really want to become some dark god's meat puppet. It's just wishful thinking. Let's go free some of my brothers.
The both of you head to your shuttlecraft. The Obaziana Autobus was holding steady, hidden in the thick clouds of pollution that circled all of Santissima. Along with dark Eldar stealth technology, there was no way it was going to be spotted. There were also few air or void craft in this area. The Imperials were all bottled up in the spaceport, and that was also where the bulk of the Chaos forces were centered. The biggest threat came from roving bands of looters and brigands. Teresa found a good entry point for you. The air and recycling filtration system ran throughout the city, and there were pumps all along the surface. All you needed to do was find a pump that wasn't working, and use the vents to get access to the Undercity. If it was broken, it was all the more likely that laborers would be working on it, and among them might be a few beastmen. You fly Book's brick carefully and find an abandoned tower. It looked like the abode of some kind of merchant prince. There was a launch pad near the top, and an empty hangar. You land inside, keeping your vessel out of sight. You, Book, and the two other beastmen remaining in his squad disembark.
Let's hope the mag lifts in this place still work. I'm not using the damn stairs if I don't have to.
You move into the tower. At the top, it seemed to be some kind of living quarters, large enough to be opulent, but the place had been stripped of any and all valuables, and graffiti was scrawled across the walls in unintelligible Xenos languages. You and Book head over to the mag lifts. Fortunately, it still seems to be operating. You hit the button and sigh with relief. You don't have to climb hundreds of flights of stairs to get to the pump station. When you reach the bottom, you take a look at the mag lift. It is a similar model to the one that Anthrax disabled back on Saleh. You open the panel, say a prayer to appease the machine spirit, and pull the 2 wires just as Anthrax did.
Good thinking. Now if people want to bother our ship, they'll have to make a long walk.
You and the Beastmen leave the Hab complex and move towards the pump station. This entire quarter of the city seemed empty, but you could feel eyes on you. Even though there weren't many of you, you were still quite heavily armed and armored. You doubt anything but the largest and most determined mob would be able to stop you. The only thing that had you worried was snipers. You and the Beastmen pick your way through the narrow alleyways, keeping an eye out for any kind of movement. You couldn't help but feel uneasy. You were born in a hive, and the sheer emptiness of this place was unnerving. As you approach the pump station, you can see men in PDF uniforms standing guard. You're not sure which side they're on, whether they're rebels or if they've stayed loyal. It doesn't really matter. The normal humans on both sides probably have some interest in making sure that the billions of people below the surface have air to breathe. There aren't very many of them. You might be able to take them on in a straight fight. But you also don't know how many more of their kind are within the facility or beneath the surface. You count 6, and you definitely outgun and outarmor them. If you could successfully sneak past them, it could save you some trouble. But Beastmen aren't exactly quiet, and neither are you in your new power armor. But the time has come to make a choice. Do you want to go in guns blazing and try to fight the PDF in a straightforward manner? Do you want to try to sneak your way in to avoid some of the risk? Do you want to sneak in by yourself? You could remove your power armor and see if you could take out the guards stealthily. You're a hive ganger. You've stabbed people in the back before. The choice is yours. You are also welcome to post your own suggestions in the comment section below. I will make a new poll to decide what to do in the next story once I've considered your suggestions. No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to the latest episode of Kazazel's Merry Marauders. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and a comment below, so that one day you too might have goat buddies that you can go start slave revolts with. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so in order to hear more stories about rampant looting and murder. If you would like to support me, you can do so via PayPal or Patreon. Both of those will be linked in the description below. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, you can start the story from the beginning by clicking on the Kazazel's Merry Marauder playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thank you all very much again for listening. No Man out.